Brazil. Brazil is the fifth largest country in the world, but is also one of the most geographically and culturally diverse nations on the planet. It is known for its beautiful beaches and cities that attract about 4 million visitors every year from December to March during the high season. But without a doubt, Brazil is more than just a beautiful vacation postcard. What makes Brazil one of the most special countries in the world? The culture is marked by large and diverse migratory flows from all continents. This is reflected in its culture, which has mainly indigenous, African, and European elements. From the discovery of Brazil until the middle of the 20th century, there was a marked cultural gap between those who wanted to maintain the traditions of the Brazilian people before the Europeans arrived, and those who wanted to adopt the habits and beliefs of the European style to modernize Brazilian society. Today, we can see how, despite the efforts of the Brazilian elite to modernize the country, the influence of indigenous culture still prevails in today's society. For example, despite the fact that Portuguese is the official language, there are about 170 indigenous languages, which have been classified into 20 different language families, spoken by about 200,000 people in Brazil. It is a fact that the popular music of Brazil is known globally for its great variety of styles. The most famous one is samba. The song Garota de Ipanema, The Girl from Ipanema, by Antonio Carlos Jobim, is an icon of Brazilian musical culture. As for cinema, it is one of the most developed in Latin America, with films that have received international recognition, such as the historic films Limit by Mario Peixoto and Black Orpheus by Marcel Camus. If we talk about religion, Brazil has the second highest number of followers of the so-called New Japanese religions, only surpassed by Japan itself. However, the predominant religion is the Catholic one. That is why Brazil is considered the largest Catholic country on the planet. But the Protestant religion has grown radically and currently represents 26% of the population. In addition, there are religions such as spiritualism and other African religions that, as a result of black slavery, some Afro-Brazilians practice. Among these African beliefs is animism. It is known that Brazilians do not have problems regarding their body and nudity, like most other cultures do. Proof of this can be seen in the annual celebration of Carnival, where artists dress in small costumes consisting of little more than a piece of cloth and some feathers, and the tiny bikinis popularly called dental floss that women of any shape, size, and age wear on Brazil's public beaches. Speaking of Carnival, the most important celebration in Brazil is Carnival, an internationally renowned festival known for its lively parties and peculiar characters. Carnival is 4 days of all kinds of festivities, characterized by daily parades of dancers and musicians, in costume, of course, street performance, and musical contests. All the realities are revealed once the carnival begins. By wearing a costume, every Brazilian, rich or poor, can become the person they wish to be during those days. The division between rich and poor and all the elements that divide Brazilian society disappear, forming a colorful and musical celebration. But Carnival is not the only festivity Brazilian people celebrate. Of course, another important date for them is September the 7th. Every year, Brazilians celebrate their independence from Portugal, which occurred on that date in 1822.
Joy, caipirinhas, samba, capoeira, all those words summon the sunny Brazil, a perfect country for unforgettable vacations. From the most typical places, like the historic quarter in Porto Seguro, to unbelievable national parks, like the Marine National Park in Pernambuco, this country offers you an infinite range of places that you can choose. Of course, it will be destinations like the Christ Redeemer or the beach of Ipanema in Rio that you maybe have heard about them. Let's know more about these wonderful places. Porto Seguro. In Porto Seguro, you should visit the Bay of Porto Seguro. In there, you will find old buildings but modern services and spaces for the bohemian and daily life. And you can also find many beaches for taking a rest. Rio de Janeiro. Rio has, without doubts, the greatest attractions of Brazil. It seems to be the best destination for tourists. In there, you can find the Christ Redeemer, beautiful beaches, the well-known favelas, the Sugarloaf, and many other attractions. The best time to go is in New Year Eve and in February, during the Carnival. Brasilia. Brasilia is the capital of Brazil. In there, you can tour different places and visit the cathedral of the city named Catedral Metropolitana de Nossa Senhora Aparecida, one of the most beautiful attractions in there, whose work was planned by the architect Oscar Niemeyer and won the Pritzker Prize in 1988. Pernambuco. In Pernambuco, you could visit the Marine National Park, where you could surf, go snorkeling, or diving. This city doesn't have big hotels. It only has little inns with many facilities for the guests' comfort. Florianópolis. Florianópolis is one of the most important destinations of the country in the south of Brazil, because it has the best score in the Human Development Index. In there, you have 24 beaches and nautical activity center. If you like surfing, Florianópolis is the right place for doing it, because it's the perfect site for practicing aquatics. Salvador de Bahia. Salvador de Bahia has 50 kilometers of crystal clear beaches. In there, you could visit the All Saints Bay, the Church of San Francisco, built with jacaranda wood and gold leaf. This bay was declared World Heritage for its historical legacy. As you could see, Brazil is a country where you have many activities to do and beautiful sights which you couldn't miss.